That is, if you can call faith healing a profession. I think she's going to put that brochure in that trash bag with that sardine can and them paper cups, Coke cans, and crumbled paper napkins. But she don't. She put it in her pocketbook. One of them Moroccan leather pocketbooks. Look like real Moroccan leather, not that imitation Moroccan leather. Of course, some people say that real Moroccan leather don't look no different from the imitation Moroccan leather, 'cause the people that makes imitation Moroccan leather is more subtle and sophisticated than in the old days when you could tell imitation leather from real leather. You can buy you imitation purses these days, even Gucci, and think it's real. When she put that brochure in her pocketbook, though, I see one of them paperback books peeking out. I don't see the title of that book, though. It seemed like it the name of some kind of insect, a mosquito or something like that. Maybe it's a book about them African mosquitoes. I know about them African mosquitoes and them Caribbean mosquitoes. I got me a friend nicknamed Mosquito, though. She ain't named after none of them African or Caribbean mosquitoes. Her real name Nadine. I don't call her Mosquito myself. I call her Nadine. And she also got a couple of them magazines. I mean, the young woman I give my faith healing brochure, I'm thinking maybe she's reading Essence or one of them type magazines, you know, for the African-American woman. But it ain't. It's Scientific American and Popular Culture. It look kind of like National Geographic, except it say Popular Culture. I like that National Geographic myself. But them Americans on the cover of the Popular Culture magazine, with they tattoos and nose rings and sculptured and painted hairdos, kinda look like the kind of folks you used to just see in the National Geographic type magazines. But now, people all over the world look like they could be in them National Geographic type magazines, and not just the so-called primitive peoples. She ain't saying anything about that faith healing, though. That woman with the gypsy earrings. But I know what she's thinking. That I'm some kind of charlatan and mercenary or some kind of crazy woman. All that. If I ain't a faker, then I'm a crazy woman that just believes in her own fakery. There's people like that. They's innocent believers or gullible believers, but it's their own fakery or somebody else's fakery they believe in. And it might not be fakery. It might just be other people believe it to be fakery. You don't always know fakery from fakery, 'cause I can tell she's one of them skeptical types, one of them skeptics. Gotta be a skeptic to be reading that Scientific American, 'cause ain't that the magazine of the skeptical? The gullible reads the National Enquirer. Or maybe they ain't gullible, but just likes to be entertained. Fictional science and popular fantasy, and a lot of movie stars. You's got to have a lot of movie stars in a magazine to interest popular culture. Maybe I'm a crazy woman, though, 'cause there's been plenty to say I'm crazy. But in the small tank town I'm going to, they'll welcome me. At least those who believe. The others, well, you know. When they witness the healings, then they'll come round. Most of them, anyway. In my head, I've already got pictures of my destination, as clear and vivid as if I was already there. And all them little southern and midwestern tank towns, they's all alike. I don't have to describe them little tank towns to you, 'cause they're all alike. I don't know why they call them tank towns, though. Them little towns, I think they call them tank towns on account of them water tanks. You know them water tanks, where the train stop to take on water, and that water tank is always higher than all them little buildings in them towns. I don't know if the modern trains still use water, but them old steam locomotives used to stop in them little tank towns to take on water. They didn't have depots in a lot of them little towns, 'cause some of them was too small to even have depots. But they'd have them tanks. In some of them little western and southwestern towns where there's always droughts, probably them tanks collects water for the people themselves, and not just for them trains. Sometimes the names of the towns themselves are printed on them tanks, you know, or the chief industry in the town sometimes use them to advertise theyselves. The chief industry might be wine making or cigar making or coal mining or tractor manufacturing, or maybe it's a cannery town. Then the name of the town's leading employer is on that tank. Maybe that's free advertising for that employer.